feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Hey everybody, welcome to the post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank. I'm your co-host Ted Jenkin, here with my co-host Lee Heisman and our guest today, Robert Benson. He is a partner at King & Spalding. And guess what we learned on the podcast today? Lee and I didn't go to Harvard. Robert got 2 degrees from Harvard, not only in the law school, but in the business school as well. It was a fascinating podcast today, and if you're really interested to learn about the legalities of contracts and what happens in your business and what you need with an M&A attorney, Robert's one of the best in the city. This is something that you might want to look at. And of course, if you're watching these videos for the first time on Robert's video, make sure that you go to Shrimp Tank Podcast on the YouTube channel, click that subscribe button. That way you get all the great videos, and then hit that notifications bell. Then it'll notify you every week when we put up a new show from one of our entrepreneurs.
You know, a lot of you might not know, but M&A stands for mergers and acquisitions. So it's when a company is ready to sell. And we were talking before, the first phase in that, other than finding a buyer, is you get something called an LOI. Could you elaborate what that is and how important that is?
Yeah, so the LOI or the IOI is the offer from the potential buyer. Typically speaks to value and typically speaks to the process that they want to go to a definitive agreement for the purchase of your business. So it's an important document to start the negotiation.
You know, we talked on the podcast today that the real concrete agreement after that is going to be the purchase agreement after you go through this due diligence. What do you think is the number one thing? Someone's watching this and they're thinking about selling their business and one day they're going to have to sign a purchase agreement. What's the number one thing they should have in their head about that purchase agreement? Like what absolutely needs to be in it?
It's got to speak to value, the value for your business, and then it's also got to speak to the responsibility for when things go wrong post-closing. And so a lawyer can help you walk through that agreement, help you with all of the finer details, but look for those things.
Well, you notice, Ted, what Robert said, which was really key, and if you listen to what he said, he didn't say if things go wrong post-closing.
When?
You actually said, Robert, when things go wrong post-closing. So talk a little bit about business owners out there that have an interest and say, you know, I think I do want to sell my business. I don't even know where to start, and I probably need legal advice. Elaborate what they should be doing and how you get involved.
Yeah, so I think you have a great toolkit in the people around you, lawyers, your accountants, your advisors. Talk to them about how you want to get started, but the best thing to do is to prepare, to know your business well, to pull together the documentation that addresses the key issues in your business and also the key areas of value.
Well, we talk about this on the Entrepreneurial Podcast forever. We've done this for 7 years now, over 1,300 episodes. We're very fortunate to have all of our studios, and what we talk about all the time is surrounding yourself with other people that are better than you in what you do. So speaking of that, Robert, if people want to reach out to you, how would they get in touch with you and use your firm?
Yeah, feel free to reach out to me at my email, rbenson@kslaw.com. You can also check out our website at kslaw.com or contact me at my telephone number, 404-572-2445.
Do you have a favorite TV attorney? Is there any attorney on TV that you're like, man, that actually is pretty close to being a pretty good attorney?
Well, Matlock's great.
I always think about Sam Waterston, who did the Law and Order.
Sure.
He was really good on there as well. Really good there. But not as good as Robert, especially when it comes to M&A in your business. Again, watch all these videos on here. Some of you may have wondered in this city, was it really Sarah Blakely that started Spanx, or did she have a partner? Lee and I got to actually interview one of the original partners of Spanx, Dave Wazalewski, the Waz man himself. You ought to check that video out on here. It's a fascinating story about Spanx. There's so many more great entrepreneurs, including the Williamson brothers and Jim Ellis and so many other people on here. Check out all the videos. Thanks, Robert, for joining us on the post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.